Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you an instruction. Please listen carefully. As you are aware, this trial involves a number of charges against the defendant. You must consider each charge separately, following the instructions that the court has given you and the jury verdict form, and determine whether, for the particular charge, the state has or has not proven the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. It is possible for the jury to reach a unanimous verdict as to one or more counts, but not as to all counts. At some point in time, the court will take your verdict on the counts, if any, on which there is unanimous agreement. But at this time, I'm going to give you further instructions on reaching a verdict as to all counts. Please listen carefully. The verdict must represent the considered judgment of each juror. In order to return a verdict, it is necessary that each juror agree to that verdict. Your verdict must be unanimous. It is your duty as jurors to consult with one another and to deliberate with a view towards reaching an agreement, if you can do so without violence to individual judgment. Each of you must decide the case for yourself, but do so only after an impartial consideration of the evidence with your fellow jurors. Listen to the opinions of your fellow jurors and do not hesitate to re-examine your own views if, after listening to them, you are convinced that your views are wrong. But do not abandon your conscientious opinions if you are convinced that they are right. Do not surrender your honest conviction as to the weight or effect of the evidence solely because of the opinion of your fellow jurors or for the mere purpose of returning a verdict. You are not partisans. You are judges, judges of the facts. Your sole interest is to ascertain the truth from the evidence in this case. While you do not have an obligation to come to a verdict on each and every charge, you do have the obligation to make a conscientious effort to do so. You must use your best efforts to determine whether the state has met its burden to prove the essential elements of the crime with which the defendant stands charged beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm going to ask you to go back into the jury deliberation room and discuss the matter further. I'll send a copy of this instruction back so that you have it with you in the jury deliberation room. As I've said, it is your highest duty to see if you can come to a unanimous agreement on all of the charges. But at some point, it is possible for the court to take the verdict on the counts that you have reached unanimous agreement on. But at this time, I am going to ask you to please go back and continue your deliberations. All rise for the jurors.